Hi everyone, welcome back to Valorant Hub. My name is Zaki. We are recording, that's all good. Let's jump into it.
Hey everyone, if you don't already know me, I'm Anna, and I'm the executive producer on Valorant. On behalf of everyone here on the Valorant team, we hope you're enjoying the start of episode 6, and as always, we are super grateful for all of the engagement and feedback and support you've shown for this game. Today, we want to share with you some of the exciting things you can look forward to in 2023. But before we get to that, I want to take a moment. I want to reflect on the journey so far. So when we launched Valorant in 2020, our goal was to deliver a game worthy of your time, something you would connect to and play and love as much as we do here. Our goal has always been to hyper-serve our community of players, and we've been doing our best to meet your expectations.
One thing I'm not quite sure of is why they're going, I mean, this is more recent, but like some of this that we saw here was like made years ago. I'm sure they could have used more recent cinematics. I mean, this was released before Valorant even launched.
Love as much as we do here. Our goal has always been to hyper-serve our community of players, and we've been doing our best to meet your expectations because honestly, those are the only ones that matter. To us, the last 2.5 years have flown by. We've been listening to feedback, making adjustments, and learning more about you and what you want to see from this game. And while we were focused on all of those things through patches and updates and agents and maps, building an esport, something amazing happened. We looked up one day and this incredible global community had formed around the game. The Valorant community has taken shape in a way that is humbling and exciting and amazing and a bunch of other words that all add up to us wanting to share again, gratitude.
That's one thing I want to say actually is that Riot, there are a lot of things that I'm like, get on with it with Riot, but esports they have done really well at. Yes, there are things they could do better, but in general.
To attend 2 live events last year, Masters in Copenhagen and Champions in Istanbul. And while running around the cities and watching the matches, we got to meet a lot of you and get to know you better. Talk about the game and what you'd love to see more of, or in some cases, less of. You let us into your world a little bit, into your community, and it was magical and so motivating for all of us. It made us want to work harder and to do better for all of you. Honestly, the years since launch have felt like us catching up, getting the game to a healthy state, and delivering on that initial promise. And there will always be more to do, more to get right, improve upon, do better on. So we've been doing a lot of that. But that's not all we've been doing. We've also been working on some new stuff, some stuff we're excited to bring to you over the next year. And to tell you about a few of the things we have in store, I've brought along my good friend and game director of Valorant, Andy Ho.
Okay, this is very exciting because this man is, I think this is the first time we've seen this guy ever. He is the new game director for Valorant. I think he was appointed a few months ago when Joe Ziegler, the first game director for Valorant, left for a new game, and now I think he's at a different studio completely. But it's good to see Andy because I haven't seen him before.
Hey everyone, I'm Andy, and I'm here to share a bit about our plans for this year. Our goal for Valorant is to provide you with the best competitive shooter experience in the world, and 2023 is going to be a big year for the game. We've got a lot of cool stuff rolling out through this year.
Okay, sorry, I need to stop it real quick here. He says it's going to be a big year for the game, and obviously as a game director, you need to say these words to make it sound exciting. I'm personally actually interested to see what happens, because we'll go over it, but we'll see.
I don't want to spoil any of it, so I'm only going to share high-level details about some of the things that we've got coming up. First of all, we'll definitely continue to have major episode and act beats throughout the year, with new agents, maps, skins, balance updates, battle passes, and more. There will also be new modes to give you more ways to play Valorant, such as Swift Play, as well as another new mode that we are planning to launch later this year. Beyond gameplay, we'll also launch a lot of new metagame systems. This includes things like...
Really quickly, we just went, and this is where I'm going to sound like I'm roasting Riot. I'm really not. I'm just trying to go over my perspective on what I've seen covering the game since its launch and before its launch even, is very quickly, we've looked at Swift Play, which I believe came out last year. But apart from that, that's the only thing we've actually heard about in this entire thing about gameplay is Swift Play that came out last year. Now, there is a game mode that they bring up, which is Team Deathmatch. personally, my honest opinion here, I'm going to bring myself to full cam real quick. My personal opinion here is I'm amazed that it took like 2 years to get a shorter version of Unrated. It's not even a new mode. It's just a shorter version of Unrated. And the same thing with Team Deathmatch, promising that this year. These, in my opinion, are modes that really are core to any shooter game at the very start of its launch. That's just my opinion. What do you think?
New methods for us to mitigate disruptive behavior across voice and text, and also systems to give you new ways to unlock content in the game. The final thing I want to talk about today is Premiere. Competitive Valorant is getting a major evolution this year, and Premiere is the system that links the game and the sport as one greater whole. There's a completely new dimension that opens up when you start playing Valorant as a team with glory on the line, and it's been our dream since day one to bring that experience to you. We were blown away by the amount of players that showed up to test the Premiere Alpha in Brazil last year, and they gave us a ton of learnings and confidence for the Premiere Global Beta and the Premiere Global Launch, which are both planned to happen in 2023. All right, that's it for me. Before I go, I just want to thank you all so much for the love and energy that you've put into Valorant.
So it's great to hear from Andy already. And it's great to hear about Premiere, which, as I understand, is basically the same core game mode, but with a different system as far as essentially what keeps you playing, right? Which is the esports end of things. But what I'm really, really hoping for at some point is a core game mode that isn't search and destroy. And I know that's what Valorant was built on, but I do wonder if Riot actually has the intention of building past the search and destroy mode. And this is where I guess my experience in Overwatch comes in, where I'm like, okay, when you think about Overwatch, you have like 4 of these core game modes, where Valorant has 1 core game mode. It would be so interesting to see how Valorant could take on a capture the flag sort of situation with their own spin on it.
You're the ones that make Valorant such a special game, and it's the honor of a lifetime to build this game with you. Just know that we're here working hard for you and reading all your comments and memes. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Andy. We have so many cool things to come this year, and we can't wait to share the details with you on all of those things Andy mentioned and more. Okay, what else? We're continuing our work on bringing Valorant to new platforms. It's going slower than we'd hoped, probably slower than you'd hoped, but we want to get it right. Oh, and let's not forget the relaunching of the VCT.
Let's not gloss over that too much. Anna just spoke about, again, Anna is the executive producer on Valorant. She's done an amazing job as far as I'm concerned. She just spoke about new platforms. Now, on the 21st or the 2nd or somewhere in June of 2021, on Valorant's first birthday, they announced that Valorant Mobile was in development and that it should hopefully be out by 2022 or in 2022, which obviously didn't happen. Now, in a way, it's worrying to see that they're saying that it's slower than they'd hope. On the positive side, the fact that they're talking about this means that they are still working on it and that it's something that they're happy to talk about publicly. If they didn't want to talk about it at all because they thought it wasn't even going to happen, they wouldn't talk about it. So yes, it's annoying, slightly annoying for it to not be released on mobile yet, but I am happy that they're talking about it.
This year, I think we've all mostly survived Roster Mania, and we get to kick off the year with the Invitational in Brazil, then Masters in Japan, and then later in the year, Champions in... Nah, not just yet. We'll save that one. There are international leagues, challenger leagues, game changers, and tournaments. So much to look forward to with esports. We're also exploring a bunch of the around the game experience, cool ways for you to engage with Valorant when you're AFK, and more ways for us to engage with all of you. So we'll see you soon. Maybe playing a new agent or a new map in Premiere or at a live event, maybe checking out one of those new modes Andy was talking about, like Swift Play, or the one I'm really excited about, our take on Team Deathmatch.
Andy didn't say Team Deathmatch.
Andy didn't talk about Team Deathmatch? Andy didn't mention Team Deathmatch. Okay, anyway, look, thank you. All right, thank you for being on this ride with us, for giving us your honest feedback, and honestly, for being such an awesome community.
Okay, and I want to say before I say what I'm about to say, I'm really appreciative to Riot for everything they do because they are building Valorant at the end of the day, and it's great. On that note, Team Deathmatch, Swift Play. Again, these are game modes that personally I feel are long overdue. I think they should have launched at the release of Valorant. That's my personal opinion. Having said that, it's not all doom and gloom. I think Valorant, so long as they manage to double the content that they've gotten used to over the past year, because we literally only had 3 or 4 drops of content over the entire year last year. Keep in mind that the first year of Valorant, we saw 6 content drops. So they basically halved how much content we were seeing. What this means in normal terms is I want to see more agents and I want to see more maps and more content added on top of that. I want to see more emotes. Cinematics are actually looking great right now. That's one thing I'm very happy about, is the narrative team are doing a superb job. If they're watching this, thank you very much. I really appreciate what you're doing. But I think Valorant will be okay. I think next year and the years after are going to be more interesting than this year personally, because of many different things. That being said, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. I would go over more. I don't want to make it a 20-minute video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day, everyone.